Good morning, everyone. Uh, I welcome all of you on this webinar of LiquidText. I don't need to tell why we need to use LiquidText, what are the benefits of using LiquidText, because your presence itself justifies that what are the utility of this program. So without wasting much time, I will introduce speaker of the day, Jason, Aditya, Masoom. They are the three people who will educate us on LiquidText today. Jason is a barrister at Victoria Bar, Melbourne. Apart from law, he has a background in media and technology. With his diverse experience, he is currently director and product manager of LiquidText. We have Craig Taxman from California, uh, who is a original developer. He is a core engineer who has developed this software called LiquidText. Then we have Aditya, who is our fellow colleague at Bar. Apart from his legal accomplishment, he is a computer engineer by qualification. Masoom is our dear friend and very adorable member of our bar. He doesn't need any introduction. He is always call away for any help that we require. So before I hand over the mic to Jason, the format of this webinar is that first 20 minutes, Jason has prepared one presentation based on our petition, which Aditya was good enough to share with us. So he will show us how to use that petition in LiquidText environment. Another 20 minutes will be occupied by Aditya and Masoom. They will give their input on the features of this software. And then we'll open the floor for question answer session. I will request everyone who has a question, they can type in the box so that we can take it later on. Now, without much ado, I will hand over mic to Jason. Jason, please take over.
Thank you, Rasesh. And first, I'd like to say thanks to all of you who've attended today's discussion. I know it's a Saturday in India, so I'm particularly grateful that you've given up some of your weekend to join us. I'd also like to acknowledge our CEO and founder, Craig Tashman, who's also on the call. He's joining us from New York City, where I believe it's after midnight. I'm very pleased that Craig may have a chance to share some of his vision for LiquidText, as well as help answer the questions at the end. Now, Rasesh, Masoom, and Aditya asked me to kick off today's session with an introduction to the features of LiquidText. So I've prepared a video that does that. It particularly focuses on things that they said would be of value to you as legal advocates working in the Indian courts specifically. I think they'll each go deeper into that in their talks later on as well. The video demonstrates that I'm going to show you in a second how it's easy to bring all your legal materials into the LiquidText environment. And once that's done, we think LiquidText offers an entirely new approach to document analysis. It's a note-taking application with the powerful ability to link or connect all the things that are relevant to your submissions and arguments. A key feature is that you can draw a link pretty much anywhere in LiquidText. And then you can click on that link, jumping directly to what you need in the original source material. That ability to link information so efficiently and even elegantly, I think brings your notes and source documents together in many useful ways. And the feedback we're getting from lawyers who use LiquidText is that this really enables them to be more productive and insightful in their chambers, and they can be quicker on their feet and more successful in court too, they tell us. Now, some of you may have seen an Australian barrister, Julie Wright in Sydney, talk about that in videos that were circulated by the GHCAA president. If you haven't, I urge you to have a look at those because they're quite valuable in terms of her real-life courtroom experience with LiquidText. I guess just in summary, what's key is that your reading and note-taking are both in a single cohesive and paperless experience. You can prepare better in the lead up to court, you can also be more effective actually in court during proceedings, and I'll show you that in the video in a moment. So I'll go ahead and share that now. I'll just quickly mention Rasesh has asked me to record this session. I trust that's okay. Please let us know if you're not comfortable with that. So
It's okay, Jason.
Okay, great. Thank you for this opportunity to demonstrate some of the benefits of LiquidText for advocates. Let's go right to the beginning and create a brand new LiquidText project. This is what you see when you first open LiquidText. Of course, we need to bring our materials in. So let's go to Open File and begin with this public interest litigation petition. It's about waste burning. All right, I've opened it up. It's here in my document list on the left, and here is the document. You can add potentially thousands of input materials to a LiquidText project. These can be organized in color-coded, nested folders. Let's add the Constitution of India now. We can bring that into our document list and display it next to our petition. I can also move up and down through each document individually, but say I also need a web page. All right, I'm going to add a web page now from the built-in browser of LiquidText. Let's say I want the Gujarat High Court. Here is that web page. I'm just going to quickly import that as well and add that to my list of materials on the left. But I might also need an image. So let's go to Image Files. I'm going to take another picture of Gujarat High Court, but I could have taken a photo with my phone or my tablet of, say, a page from case law to import that quickly and easily into my document as well. All right, so now we've got 4 things in our growing list of materials. Now, you can pull significant parts of the documents you bring into LiquidText into this area over here on the right, where we create a workspace. Let's start by noting the parties to this matter. We'll just highlight our petitioner, might make our petitioner red, and we'll drag the name of our petitioner into our workspace. This is where you can then start to very visually show the law, evidence, and arguments that you want to work with. Let's just bring something in about the petitioners from, say, paragraph 2 of our petition. Here it is, paragraph 2. Make that yellow and bring that into the workspace as well. Might connect the 2 things up. I can move them around, of course, very flexibly. And then I'm interested in the harmful effects of waste burning. I can easily search for a phrase such as, say, harmful effects. The moment I start typing, I saw the search box. This let me choose whether I wanted to search just the document or documents I'm looking at, or all the project's documents. I can also choose to only search the document's excerpts in my workspace areas. We'll choose to search just this document for now. I can see all the instances of the words I'm searching for in red markers on the left side of the document. I can also use a hand gesture called pinching using my trackpad or mouse. Pinching brings my search references together in just a single unified view. I can see the context of each instance, zooming in and opening up the document at that point. Or I can zoom out again. If I've chosen a multi-document search, all the documents with the search term will be displayed together. Let's now go to one of our search results regarding the specific harmful effects of waste burning. Then, say we have a particular focus on dangers to senior citizens. Well, what I might do is see if there's a reference to that in my petition. So I'll search for dangers to senior citizens and aha, here we are. here is a paragraph about that. So what I'm going to do is highlight that as well and drag that over here. I might change that to a different color to make it stand out. Once we have some highlighted text like this, we can go to Highlight View and pinch the document, bringing all the highlights together. While we're here, we might also find that this image here is relevant. So let's go ahead, select that, and drag that into our workspace as well. So again, wherever we are in a document, we can just click and jump directly to that in the original source document. Now let's look at how we can use the petitions index to create a simple way to navigate around a long petition. I've gone back to the start of my petition. I'm then going to drag my petitions index here into the workspace. Let's put it on a new page in the workspace. Okay. So now if I'm on a different page of my petition, I can just jump straight back to the index. But I can do more than that. Let's create an ink link that connects up the mention of annexure A and the other annexures in the index to where they occur in the original document. So we'll jump to page 26 where annexure A starts. Here it is. I'm going to draw an ink link from annexure A in the index across to annexure A in the original document. And I might draw another ink link from the index in my workspace to page 41 of the original document. And now, if I click either on annexure A, I jump straight to it, or annexure B, I jump straight to it, and I have a very efficient way of navigating around the document. Instant jumping to each annexure. Ink links from my workspace can invoke multiple documents at once for side-by-side comparison. Ink links let you capture the flow and logical structure of an argument, retrieving context to support your points instantly. Now, sometimes a petition might have confusing page numbering systems. There's an example here on page 140. Let's go there now. Here we find that there's page numbering in the top right corner, but also page numbering in the bottom left corner, which might confuse the court. But we're okay because we can look for either. If I look for 140, I can search the document and there is 140. If I look for page 2 of 40, using this numbering scheme at the bottom, I can also find that. So we're covered whichever numbering system is in use. LiquidText also has support for legal page numbering systems such as Bates, currently under development. Let's assume we need access to another case in our material. It's a 2017 case, 16 Supreme Court cases, 280. The PDF of this case was scanned as an image, so you can't select its text. LiquidText has OCR, optical character recognition, built in. Instant OCR lets you select text on scan pages automatically. Let's go ahead and do the full document. And LiquidText will very quickly go through all 30 pages of that document and turn them into editable text that you can search, copy and paste elsewhere, and so forth. So now, if I look at a place in this document, I can run my mouse over it to select it because the text is editable. Let's go ahead and search for a term in our case, such as mandamus. By pinching the interface, there they all are, there's 3 references. Over here, I can choose to select all of those, and then I can make a comment about them. A key concept, for example, and I can drag that into my workspace. And that is now connected to all 3 instances of mandamus, and that can include connections to search results across multiple files. If I'm looking for a writ of mandamus across several documents, such as my petition, the Constitution, and some case law, I can quickly pinch to find all of the references in context. then I can draw a simple ink link between one or more documents, linking the relevant search instances. So this is how LiquidText serves as a reading and note-taking tool that can really help you to study, analyze, and reach conclusions to support your submissions. This is a very intuitive, easy way to create the connections you need to make sense of your data. So you can take notes in an organized way in the workspace. You add excerpts from your source, you add your own thoughts, and it's all in one place, and everything is connected to its source as well. You can also create a copy link jump. We can paste links to passages of interest in our original project directly into another application such as Microsoft Word. If we're looking, for example, at the brief facts of the case and we see an important passage, what we can do is simply highlight that and then choose an option called Copy Link. We can collate our copy links within a Word document. You can see the format is that firstly it mentions the name of the LiquidText project, and then it mentions the name of the PDF document, which is Public Interest Litigation Petition Waste Burning. I might create links back to multiple documents. In our case, we might want to take what was held, which we can do by selecting, say, this part, copy link that, and paste the link in the Word document. If we click on that link, you can see it yellow flashes in the original document because we've jumped straight back to the source material. Even if LiquidText is not running at the time, it'll be started up, the relevant project opened, and we will see the source material. So this is a powerful way to navigate across multiple documents in your project from any application outside of LiquidText that you may use as well, which makes LiquidText into a kind of repository for all your key case documents that you can rely on and jump to from other software applications that you might use. All this can help you prepare for court faster. It can also transition you from one client matter to another more easily. Of course, PDFs can also be annotated in the usual way. I can add a text box, key information, then I can move it around to a different location. I can change the font to a bigger font, say 24 point, and I can change the color to stand out better. Excerpts can also be given a tag. You might say that that excerpt is critical, and you can see the tag has been added here. When I search for tags in the workspace, I can find any excerpt that's relevant. You can also easily see and use what may already be in your PDF, such as the outline of bookmarks for a petition. If we go to outline, we can see that we have the synopsis and index with all the annexures instantly linked, further affidavits and so forth. Now collectively, these various tools help you avoid missing any significant points, arguments or evidence to support your theory of the case. There are also lots of practical things you can do, such as rotate PDF pages if necessary. And if your information is changing quickly, you can replace particular pages of the document with refreshed versions. Lastly, you can handwrite digital ink notes into your workspace palette and draw links back into your source material. So now, if I click on that link, I go to my original document. You can also export your marked up petition to Word, to PDF, or an editable LiquidText file. In conclusion, I'd like to just mention that LiquidText is really flexible about how and where you can use it. You can create links with a mouse on a desktop or laptop, or with an Apple Pencil on an iPad, or with a stylus on a Surface tablet. LiquidText live syncs your work across PC, Mac and iPad in real time as well. Zooming out to the big picture, LiquidText really helps an advocate find things faster and discover insights. You can return to a case faster, having all the links and relationships in place. Barristers around the world are telling us how it helps them go paperless and win more in court. I'll now leave it to your colleagues to tell you their stories of how they've actually used LiquidText in real-life courtroom situations. All right, well, hopefully that provides an introduction to the features of LiquidText. And I think we're moving on now to Masoom and Aditya, talking about how they've actually used it in the cut and thrust of courtroom proceedings.
Aditya.
Friends, very honestly speaking, I did not use LiquidText a couple of weeks ago. But then Rashesh Bhai and Masoom Bhai came with an idea that why not that we organize a seminar on the LiquidText, and you already use your Microsoft Surface for arguing your matters. So what is your take on it? So firstly, I said that let me explore the product and then I can say whether we should have this seminar be organized or not. And once I explored the product, I would say it's a mind-blowing product. I have organized all my work. Presently, I'm using Adobe Acrobat, but I say that I'm going to shift from it. Not only because the interface is very intuitive, but it is effective for use in two aspects. Usually we think about the presentation aspect in the courtroom, but even before the presentation, what comes is the research aspect. And in the Indian context, if I say many a times when we are dealing with lengthy papers, like on one side we are going to prepare our petition, we are going to make our grounds, and thereafter we are going to refer to paper books, certain witness testimonies, or we are going to refer to the documentary evidences, and then we have to interconnect them just to show the inconsistency of the witness statements or the entire narration of the story that you want to build up. And then you also want to cite some case law on the top of it. Then it requires that you traverse through lot many documents and you have to establish the connections. Even presently, when I am using Acrobat, I need to make handwritten notes or I need to use Notepad or WordPad to make all those notes, and I have to store them in a folder. But in the context of LiquidText, I would say that you can create a workspace, and workspace are so effective, so intuitive, and so powerful tool that it will ease your life even at the stage of research. And apart from that, one feature that was explained in a video in a very short span, that is the tags feature. But the tags are very important feature that you might use, because suppose if you are referring to paper book and you want to see what you can establish, you can give the categories and also the tag name. So suppose if you are making a paper book and you are making the highlights, then what would you do? That this is a category of documentary evidence, this is a category of oral evidence. In that category, whether it's suppose the version of prosecution or it's suppose the version of defense. So on the basis of that, you can have different highlights. So you can choose n number of categories, you can choose n number of tags, and it will make your life easy, because in an instant moment when you want to search something, you can search within the tags, you can search within the petition, you can search in the entire workspace. Many a times what happens is that when you are arguing your matter, court straight away tells you that go to section so and so of particular act. Now you know that you might require to go through that particular provision, but you are not carrying a barrack with you. Then there are two simple things that you can do. You can add the particular barrack to the workspace already, or live when court asks you to refer to certain provision of the law, you can download it and add it to the workspace online. So that's an amazing feature that I have found it to be very useful. And I believe it's tremendous. And the good thing is that they are open to the inputs. And even while we had an interaction with Jason, we suggested few things in the Indian context, and they are quite ready to adapt to it. They are already implementing few more features that we recommended. For example, in the Indian context, we supply the type copies or we supply the translated copies after we are filing the petition. So it would be something like that page number 24 will be now 24 A, B, C, D, E, and that traversal was little difficult. I would not say very difficult, but somewhat difficult, and they have assured us a support and further coding related development in that product. So I would say that all in all, it's an excellent product. I would add one more thing to it. There are many advocate friends who ask me whether they should purchase iPad or a Surface tablet. So before I used LiquidText, I always used to recommend that no, I am very happy with my Surface. But if you have an option to choose between the two, I would say firstly choose LiquidText. That is one thing. And if you want to use LiquidText, then my first recommendation will be iPad. That is all that I would like to say today. If you face any difficulty while arguing your cases or while setting up your workspaces, I am available. Masumba is available, and definitely the support from LiquidText team is always available. And I would heartily thank Rashesh Bhai, also Prithviraj Singh Jadeja, and Hardik Brahmbhatt, our secretary and our president, for organizing this seminar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aditya. Masum, will you like to give us some idea about how you are using this software?
First of all, thank you for this opportunity, Rashesh Bhai. Thank you very much to all our committee members, president, vice president, and secretary. I started using LiquidText a couple of years ago. And at that point of time, also, I very frankly thought that there are many jumps which are required. But surprisingly, they have really surprised me by making very good amount of development and progress, because of which I'm using it in a proper format now. And only one thing, because major points are covered by Mr. Jason and Mr. Aditya, I will only like to give you one small insight. What was very cool according to me, that when I joined the profession long ago, I used to see that all the top lawyers, senior lawyers, they used to have the first page, the point was written, paragraph number was written, and the page number was written. Now, in LiquidText, I found one nice cool feature, which is a very basic feature, that you can write your point, but you are not required to write down the paragraph number or the page number. Just draw one line. So people like me, who may not be very meticulous people, who may forget to write the para number, who may forget to inform the page number, they can just draw that line, click on one button, and you will immediately be taken to that location. And apart from that, I think all the features, etc., is covered. And I encourage everyone that this is a very good product, and it will help us to make a better presentation before the court. Subject to what Rashesh Bhai has to say, if there are any questions or something, it's better that we can jump to that session.
I think we have one question. I will read that question, and any of you can answer. Someone has said that like to know whether LiquidText software can be accessed on any device, whether mobile, tab, or laptop, by using user ID and password after paying subscription amount. Jason, you will like to answer?
Yes, I would. But we also have, as I mentioned, Craig Tashman in the meeting, our founder and CEO. Craig, would you like to comment on this?
Of course. First of all, thank you all so much. It's an honor to have the chance to get to show LiquidText before your group, and we're all very, very honored that you guys have taken the time and have tried out our application and are providing some feedback. So our sincere thanks. And to answer the question, the answer is yes. Let me state it for those who haven't seen it. The question is, we'd like to know whether the LiquidText software can be accessed on any device, whether mobile or tablet or laptop, by using the ID and password after paying for a subscription. The answer is yes. LiquidText runs on your Windows PC, your Mac, and your iPad. So among those devices, once you have a subscription, you simply log in, and it'll work on all of them. And one of the beautiful things is we have a real-time synchronization engine. So the projects that you put on, say, your PC are synchronized to your Mac and your iPad beautifully and so quickly that you can even have multiple devices working side by side and be using them at the same time.
Okay, Craig, stay on the line, because the next question is also a bit technical. Somebody has asked,
Yes.
when we convert PDF to editable PDF in LiquidText, can we copy that text also?
Yes. So if I understand the question correctly, if you import a PDF into LiquidText, then as long as that PDF is able to be imported into the app, then yes, you can make excerpts just like Jason showed you. You can copy it to the clipboard, just as you would expect.
Okay. The next question is, does LiquidText use cloud storage to store the documents, or are they saved on the device itself?
Great question. The answer is both. We save when, assuming you're using LiquidText with our synchronization service, your content is saved locally, cached on your devices, and it's also saved into our LiquidText cloud. And just for folks who are interested, if for any reason you prefer to have more complete control of your data, we can also set up our cloud environment on premise at your firm.
Okay. Now, one of our members would like to know difference between your 3 subscriptions, that is Pro, Live, and Unlimited.
Sure. To clarify, we only 2 of those are subscription. Pro is a one-time payment. So the nutshell of the difference is Pro gives you many of our premium features, but does not include any of the subscription services like the syncing and working on multiple devices. Pro is simply buying a license to use LiquidText on one device by itself without any of the cloud services and without some of the most premium features. Our Live is our entry-level subscription plan, and that gives you access to the cloud synchronization and a limit of 1 GB of storage, which for many users is enough. Our LiquidText Live Unlimited is what we generally recommend for professionals. It gives you unlimited storage and it gives you access to all of our premium features, including replacing a document with a newer copy and things like that.
Okay, Craig, I will like next question to be answered either by Jason, Masoom, or Aditya. Someone is asking, by adding a PDF file to annexures, gets separately taken as shown in PDF by software, or we need to separately update? Masoom?
Sorry, can you come again?
By adding PDF file, does annexures get separately taken as shown in the PDF by software, or we need to separately update? I think the question seems to be that with the petition you have annexures, and how do you connect it? So if you can show whether the annexure will remain in the same file or they get separate. That's what the question is.
As I understand, the annexes will remain in the same file.
Okay. Only thing that you have to put connectors with the index.
Yes.
This thing is developed by Masoom as a handy tool. That first anyway we will have an index page on the first page of the petition. So we'll cut that portion and bring it to the workplace, and then we will have connector from annexure to the index page. So every time we can go back and forth. The next question is. Sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think if Jason or Aditya Bhai can just demonstrate that 1 second, because I think they might be that's what I felt. It's very easy, but
Jason,
it may be a bit difficult.
See, as I understood the question, see, it depends upon whether you are keeping your memo of PDF file separate and annexures separate, which I strongly advise not to do, because just like a physical file of the code, your PDF file should be a continuous file. So whatever the physical file is there in the courtroom, that is a continuous file. Even replies, rejoinders, they are all connected in one particular file only. So first suggestion is that you keep it all together, but it is your choice if you want to keep your annexures separate and if you want to keep your memo separate. But the great thing about LiquidText is that you can connect them. So how you can connect them, I would like to show through a demonstration. So I have already created some of the projects, but that would not help you because you might want to know how from the beginning the same thing is done. Therefore, I'm going to add some of my local files. Okay. Let me just quickly go through. For example, let me open this file. Just a moment. For example, this is the petition that I'm going to add. So I'm going to have some annexures tagged along with it. So first of all, when you are adding a PDF file, it is going to get loaded like this. Important thing is that you go over here. You will see how the document is lined up. You'd be able to see the outline if you have created the bookmarks. If otherwise, you would not be able to see that. But important thing is that if there are annexures attached here with, so first, for example, this is the annexure. Okay. So what you will do is that first of all, drag an index, select it, drag it over here. So I have dragged it. Now I just need to do the inklings as was demonstrated by Jason in the previous video. You just need to draw a line. and that line can be drawn. You have the option, you can draw a straight line or you can also draw a freehand line. But if you connect it, then it will be connected like this. Now the ink link has been set up. Thereafter, suppose if you are connecting another line, it will be connected like this. And the beauty about this is that once you have done this, from anywhere, if you are clicking onto this, you will be straight away taken to annexure A1, annexure A2, or whatever number of annexures are there. You would be able to traverse through the document. It's very easy. Just try to explore. Whenever you are stuck up, either contact Masum Bhai or contact me. We are available, and it's very, very easy. I'm sure about that.
The next question is that I am already using LiquidText as such, but how to mail the worksheet, etc., which is being prepared by us? Masum?
You can, Amesh bhai, you can just click on the right hand side top. There is a share button, and you can choose the worksheet, and it will be automatically converted into a PDF, and they will give you an option of emailing it also.
Okay. So another question says that is the recorded version of this webinar is available? That's yes, I believe so. Now, next question is, any other supported software is required?
One will
Jason.
require a good scanner. One will require a good scanner on a lighter note.
That's the hardware, but
You will require
no
a
other
hardware,
software
not
is required.
So hardware.
I think he's right. A good scanner is a great asset, but no other software is needed, no. Although if you do have other applications that you use, there is good support for the kind of workflow that I demonstrated because of the copy link capability enabling cross-application communication.
Okay. Now the big time question which has come is that is the LiquidText likely to be available on Android in future? Craig?
Yes.
I think we have discussed in our first.
Yes, we spoke about it a little bit. The answer is yes, we do want to bring it to Android, but that's going to be a little bit further out. For right now, certainly for the rest of this year, it probably will not be on Android, but in the future, absolutely, we hope to.
Now the next question is, in the presentation, it was shown that the web page can be added to the project. Once already added in the project, can the same web page be accessed without internet connection? So will it be available offline?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, it will.
Very easily.
Copy of that page which was downloaded.
PDF copy.
That's right. It's not the live web page, it's a PDF copy.
Yeah, it's a PDF copy.
I think next question is that can you please repeat how we can link the pages in the same document? But I think Aditya just showed it.
And we can circulate the videos also. We have already circulated the links to the videos.
Sure. Can Vivek Gupta ask, can we also compare two documents and edit them?
Yes. Editing, probably not.
You can have multiple documents side by side to compare, which is very helpful. And you can individually scroll up and down in all the documents and create really easy ink links that you can click on and jump across to relevant documents very easily with.
No, but another question was, can you edit the document?
Just to add in one more piece to your comment, Jason. You can also create ink links between documents. So in the demos that you guys showed, you showed creating ink links from a document to your notes, which we're very excited about, but you can also create from one document to another. So for example, if you were reading say a deposition transcript and you saw that it had some relevance to a piece of existing case law, you could open them both up side by side and draw an ink link directly from one right into the other. Now, as far as the second piece of the question, can you edit PDFs? No, LiquidText does not really let you edit the original content of PDFs, but of course you can annotate on top of it. You can draw, you can add text, and all sorts of things like that. Add comments, of course, and highlights as well.
Now, one more question is, while closing the LiquidText document, there is no option not save the changes. So one has to manually undo all the changes. Is there an option to close the document without saving the changes?
We don't have that right now, but I will emphasize that the changes that you make in your documents in LiquidText are not automatically saved back to the originals wherever you brought them from. So for example, if you imported say a PDF from your Windows desktop and then you highlighted it and annotated it, it will not automatically necessarily save those changes back to the original PDF unless you ask it to.
Aditya, please.
There is one great amazing functionality maybe all of you might have missed except the developers. It is a live syncing feature. Live syncing is very helpful when you are working in a team. You have created a workspace. One of the colleague is going through one part of the document, another colleague is going through another part of the document, and as a team you are making the connections. So therefore it is not a local save feature. Whatever changes you are making, it is live sync in the project, and therefore no separate save or not save feature is there, and that is what is there even when you are using the Google Docs. You do not need to save it. But yes, if you are not happy with whatever changes or editings you have made, then you should delete them or you should undo them. But it's otherwise a great feature to have live syncing things. It will help you to work in a team. Correct me if I am wrong, Jason.
No, that's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Now the next question is, can subscription amount is payable in dollar only, or can it be paid equivalent in Indian rupees? I think that I also can answer. It can be paid in Indian rupees, because if you have to go Apple Store or the Microsoft Store.
Yes.
The next question is whether Windows 7 or Windows 10 or Windows 11 on a laptop is recommended for effective result of LiquidText.
So I'll just throw in Windows 7. Windows 7 is not actually supported, but Windows 10 and Windows 11 are supported. And just to add one more piece to that, some of the very early releases of Windows 10 are not supported. So you can go on our page at the Microsoft Store and you'll see exactly whether your version is supported or not. But generally, any newer versions of Windows 10 or any Windows 11 is supported without a problem.
Okay. Now, one more question has come, is that any reply with annexure received in a hard copy can how be attached with the petition? I think that Masoom or Aditya can answer.
Aditya, you can please.
See, you just need to scan the reply, rejoinder, whatever you have received. You just need to add it to the workspace. Once you have added it to the workspace, you can make the connections. I just demonstrated one PDF file being imported. The same way you can import n number of files. Any number of files that you want to interplay with, you can add them in the workspace, and thereafter you can open them side by side and then you can make the connections.
One more question has come which says that please suggest the hardware recommended that is available locally or on Amazon, including model numbers if possible.
Good RAM, good solid state drive. See, I can just provide certain configurations. It's not something that you buy Lenovo product or HP product, but preferably good processor. It should be above i5. That is preferable. Otherwise, even I think it runs on i3. But if you want to have it uninterrupted, then have Intel i5 or upgraded version thereof, and have solid state drive instead of a hard disk drive, and have a good quality RAM.
Any compatible or recommended scanner brand or specification?
I use Kyocera.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any scanner, any good scanner of any company will
exactly.
do.
Earlier, I used to have a Brother scanner. So Brother, Kyocera, HP, all are the great scanners. It depends upon what is your volume of the papers that you are looking to scan, and whether one-sided copy, one-sided scanning or two-sided scanning that you are aiming to. On that basis, you will be identifying the right model for purchase of the scanner.
Now, do you need to have latest iPad or any old iPad will also do? Any specification required? Craig?
Yeah, I'll throw in that generally on iPads, we're pretty flexible. For example, I'm using LiquidText right now on a 2018 iPad, and it works great. So I'd say if you go back into the a 2018 iPad Pro, no problem. If you go back to even a 2017 iPad Pro, I'd say you're probably going to be okay. If you start getting back into 2016 iPads, I would say it might start to get a little bit slow depending on how you're using it. So I would generally recommend 2018 Pro or newer In terms of PCs, Windows generally has a little bit, Windows operating system generally is a little bit more resource intensive. So on Windows, I would say, you know, something a little bit on the newer side than that, and probably a Core i7 with, you know, I would say at least 16 gigs of RAM, but, you know, more than that if you can.
Keep your electronics get updated. You can sell it your old one in the second-hand market and get new ones. If you are keeping yourself updated, then you will find uninterrupted and flawless access to whatever product you are using. It's not in the context of LiquidText only, but keep your hardware upgraded. That is a general suggestion.
Now we have one more question. It says that sometimes we have two matters which are interconnected, like special civil application and first appeal. Can we open and connect both the matters and annex it at the same time? Masum?
You basically think of your LiquidText project as a folder or something. You can add whatever you want to. Let's say your SCA is connected to FA or CRA. You will have to load those scanned copy into that project. Once you loaded that into the project, you can connect both of them.
Okay. Now, one question
Let me
is about
just let me just add one more note to that as well. If by chance you do, despite what Masum said, if you nonetheless do have two separate projects and you'd like to connect them, you actually can in LiquidText as well. You can all the LiquidText objects and the excerpts you create, the text you select, you can select copy link, and then you can simply paste the link into your other project. And then anytime you click that link, it'll take you back to the other project again. So we actually do make it very easy to create cross-project links as well if you need them.
now the question is about, would we get real-time online support to overcome any problem? Because there will be teething problems in any new software. Craig?
Sure. We have extensive support options. So generally, all people who use LiquidText get to use our email support, and we generally answer quite quickly, usually within a business day or so. If you need more advanced support options, as sometimes our enterprise customers do, please speak with us. We have a lot of flexibility depending on your needs.
Now, the last question which I can see is that how to move documents between folders in LiquidText. Jason?
It's a simple
How-
drag and drop.
I happen to have it running on my iPad here. So for example, if we have a LiquidText project and we have several different folders of documents here, and I want to move a document from one folder to another, I can simply drag it, and just drop it in the folder that I need, just like that.
And it's very easy to create new folders, move them around. That file list is very malleable.
Okay.
Yes.
One more question which has come is, can we use any other cloud storage with LiquidText? I think answer is should be yes.
Well, what I'd say is you can, of course, export LiquidText projects anywhere you like, but again, just like Google Docs or something like that, to use the LiquidText built-in synchronization and real-time syncing, of course, and have the whole process be automatic and done just magically for you in the background, it needs to be our service because we have the specialized databases and specialized technology to allow this real-time synchronization to happen.
So, do we have any other question, or
I have
we
one
can close?
suggestion, not a question, if I am permitted.
Please.
Craig and Jason, being the lawyers from India, we always find a need to have the OCR support for Indic languages. I think I had pointed that out to you. The thing is that the vernacular language is extensively used in our courts, even at the High Court level also. In Supreme Court, everything is required to be supplied in translated form. But up to High Court, we need to have that support. If you can provide that, it will be great. Otherwise, also your product is already great. I'm just making it. I just want the best to be better.
Thank you.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
can provide a little bit of info on that. We do our OCR entirely on device, which helps preserve your security, of course. So we are dependent on the OCR technology in the operating system. Now on iOS, Apple has pre-baked into it a handful of OCR languages. And which languages are available depends a little bit on the version that you have. On Windows, the OCR languages are dependent on what language packs you have installed in your Windows operating system. So I have not tried this personally, but my understanding is as long as you have, say Hindi, the Hindi language pack installed on Windows, then there should not be a problem using Windows to OCR in that language.
Craig, before we leave, Craig, there is one last question which you need to answer. Can we sync our entire drive with a LiquidText, or we have to do it document to document?
If you can drag many documents, many of your documents into LiquidText all at once, and the app will create projects for all of them. And then as soon as they're in LiquidText, then they are all automatically synced.
I think with this, we have taken all the questions, and I really thank you everyone to join this webinar, and in particular to Craig, Jason, Masoom, Aditya for their support to this initiative. And if anyone has any problem, then I think they will contact either Masoom or Aditya, or they can directly contact LiquidText via email, and they can get online support. Thank you, everyone. I think we can close the session now, Jason.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Masoom. Thank you, Aditya, and thank you very much all the committee members, president, vice president, etc. This is the one session, but so far as we are the old school person, we need to get some certain other webinars also, and some more technicalities is required to be sorted out at your end, Masoom and Aditya.
Sure.
Thank you very much again.
They are always ready to help us, and we can always catch hold of them in the codes whenever they are available.
Yes.
I think we have a couple of more friends also who are very good at using this software. I think Hardik Vora, Senior Advocate Mihir Chudri, and few others.
Yes.
So we can use everybody's expertise.
Yes.
To go paperless. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to the group as well. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Likewise. Thank you all so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Jason.